גמור דף כ"ט עמוד ב'. ההוד אומר ללחברי, I'm just reading the גמור, I'm not... ההוד אומר ללחברי, ההוא, that guy, told his friend, my bite, what you want from, I'm just בכוונה translating it like that, my bite, בהאי ביתה, on that house. The word בהאי should create a question mark, but I'm sorry, I know, I'm the facilitator. שכחתי. בהאי ביתה. אמר לי, he told them,
new job.
מנח זבינתי, I bought it from you, והחלית שני חזקה, and I ate the years of חזקה. אומר לי, he told them, אנא, I, בשכוני גוואי אביי. I was at the inner rooms.
בשכוני.
How does it look like?
Oh, my living.
How does the house look like?
So, you know the guest room on the back?
Okay.
I was there.
Is it connected to the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta have connection because if not, he can never say we went through.
By the way,
Nice.
this is
But
the
let's just finish
this
the morning.
is the raya.
guest
Why?
house.
Huh?
The guest house.
Kind of
not
This
guest
is
house.
the-
No.
It's like a
No,
יחידה.
not guest house.
It's a
It's
yechida.
part of
Guest
the
room.
house.
Guest room.
Okay, attached.
Attached. It's gotta be attached with a door to the
Attached,
house.
yes.
It's literally, Rabbi, it's a yechida. This is a yechida. It's
No,
attached to the house.
Attached to the house, כן.
So it's a yechida.
כן.
It's not a whole different thing.
זה התרגום של המילים? שיכוני גוואי, I was in inner residential area.
In one of the rooms, no?
Yeah. בשכונה הפנימית.
Why didn't you say I need to be איתך? Why is he saying שוכני גלוואי?
הוא לא היה בבית איתו.
So, but it's part of the house. So
Part of the house.
So it seems like it's a
No,
different
he
part.
said I was crossing through you, according to both Pshatim. I was crossing through you.
Where is the masha?
But he was in a part of the house, so it's I'm
Okay,
in the house.
so let's do it this way.
Wait,
You're
wait,
asking,
you're
no. If you
you're
want to
already-
ask, let's no.
Well, you have to
I'm
facilitate.
trying to answer you instead of facilitating you.
Are you including Rashbam? Are you including Rashbam?
Yes, let me just read the Gemara and
Okay, sorry.
Rashbam and then... אני שוכח את התפקיד שלי מהר.
מה זה בגוואי? מאחורה?
אינסייד.
Inside.
לא, בפנים.
אנא
הוואי,
בשכוני בגוואי.
הוואי. I was inside of the inner residence. עטו לקמי דרב נחמן, they came in front of רב נחמן. אמר לי, he told him, זיל, go, ברור אכילתך. Go sift your
Sift?
ברירה.
ברירה?
תברור, זה interesting language.
לא, לברר.
לברר זה משום ברירה.
Oh, yeah.
או like-
יכול
אין
לברר,
ברירה, יש
כן,
ברירה.
לברר.
Clarify.
בורר.
Clarify,
כן.
כן. זיל ברור אכילתך, your אכילה. אמר לי רוב דיני אחי, that's a דין. המויצי מחברו,
Question.
או לבראיה.
Boom, I told you.
That's the דין.
What's
It's a question.
המוציא
Words both
מחברו
ways.
עליו הראיה.
It's a
Read it
question.
the
It's
other
a
way.
question.
You can read it the other way.
דין האחי.
Yes.
That's a דין.
אחי.
question, bro.
אחי דינה. It's not
Goes,
דינה.
they changed the gear set.
Achidina.
They changed the gear
No,
set.
לא, לא יש לי בראש דין האחי.
אחי דינה.
It's a question, bro.
No, גם יש דינה אחי.
No, the other one is דין האחי. Okay. אחי דינה?
So how do you read
I think it's a question mark.
You said the other
You can read it both ways, Rabbi.
It's the same.
Art Scrolls said,
Doesn't matter, is it
I'm
blue
not
or is it
joking.
blue?
We're all understanding the same way.
Either way you read it as a question or
I
not,
look,
it comes
I
out the same way.
Blue one or
Same
the
thing,
red
like,
one?
is
No.
that the din?
And אחי דינה, that's the din.
Okay.
No, he's saying אחי דינה. He wants to say this is the din. המועצת חברו עליו הראיה. But I think רוב and Rav Nachman,
They argue?
their dialogue wasn't like, he wouldn't tell him אחי דינה.
What Shlomo wants to say, what we were
It's not
talking
kavod.
about is that Hachidina, meaning you're right, that's usually the case, but here it's different because I'm what's Mechel Raya and it's a chiddush that the machzik is.
אז לא אחי דינה. אז לא אחי דינה.
No, he's saying Hachidina, usually,
מה usually? איזה usually? איפה יש usually?
No,
אין דבר
in
כזה.
a case of
שאלה.
when the machzik
As it says today, I say if it's a proper, I want to
Machzik usually what it is that he's trying
מה
to
זה
take
usually? What's usual case?
in the case of
Thomas
חזקת
Heinz
הבתים,
level of
okay?
intellect.
מה זה חידוש שתן לי גם אחי דינה?
Okay, but he's telling him that's the case, that the machzik has to bring witnesses, but over here it's
בוא
a
נשאיר את זה
different
פתוח
case.
לבינתיים, אוקיי?
The marer has to.
נשאיר את זה פתוח. אז תעשה את זה.
יש דווקא מינה אם זה שאלה או לא?
מה אתה אומר?
אין דווקא מינה אם זה שאלה או
לא,
לא.
לא, יש משהו.
יש?
כי it seems that the way the Rashbam learned the case is different than Tosfos learned the case. As a board member, I'm saying it.
What's the Rabbeinu Gershom?
רבי,
When the Edim came into the picture.
Which one?
Huh?
Which one?
Yeah. So the Edim of Chazakah, when they came into the picture.
I don't know. Depends.
Huh?
Depends.
No. פשט פשוט, לפי
Years.
הרמב"ם. Huh? No, when they came into the picture, at which stage of the argument?
Oh, the 80?
After-
After it came to
after
Rabbi,
the
it came
fact
from Rav
that
Nachman.
Witnesses.
Huh?
After the fact they went to
Who's
Rabbi-
The witness
witnesses?
said that he lived there for 3 years.
Rav Nachman.
Before.
After.
Right away.
According to him, מחזיק, after. אתה לך תביא...
לא, לך בוא אכילתך,
לך-
meaning
They came before.
prove that,
It's after the 3
He
years
didn't
already.
live
It's after
inside.
3 years.
but the basic 3 years, did they come and they testify he was there for 3 years?
No.
עבור אכילתך.
Before they came to Beit Din,
הם
did
ראו
they
כבר.
testify that they went to Beit Din already? Yeah.
לא. הם רק ראו, אבל they didn't testify.
מה ראו? Meaning, do we know that there are redeem?
For who? For המחזיק?
כן.
I think so, yes, because it says ברור אחד כאילו יש לך כבר איזה משהו ביד.
One end. That's good. That's good.
No, when
the other end, huh?
when the Ma'arer said, I think this is what the Rashbam was saying, that when the Ma'arer says that, yeah, I did see you in my house, right? It's as if the Machzik has two Eidim, that he lived in this house before previously, but he can't use that because it's a Pesha Asara Pesha Etir. That's why Rav Nachman comes and tells him.
לא.
Lama lo? That works.
פשע עשר, הפשע התיר,
Later on, bro.
I know, but
goes
it's
not
here
on the
also.
מערער, goes on the מחזיק.
זה מה שאני אומר, אני אומר על המחזיק.
Yeah,
When they go to Rav Nachman, נכון? Rav Nachman is talking to the מחזיק, נכון?
okay.
Look at the words of the Rashbam. He says, "Belo oto sheba imcha." You can't use, even though that this guy, the guy that came with you, he said that you lived in this house with him, נכון?
meaning the מערער.
The Marev, נכון?
Can't use
It's
my
as if you have two Eidim that you lived in that property,
הוא עושה את-
but you
לא,
can't
עכשיו,
use
עכשיו,
that.
מי אמר את זה בכלל?
This is
Huh?
Pshat Rashbam, that he says
think
that you
that's
can't
Pshat
use the
Rashbam.
I don't know.
But you can't
הוא
use
לא אומר את זה,
that.
איך אתה מוציא את זה? שלמה?
אז מה אם הוא לא אומר את זה? אני
הוא
אומר
אומר
ש-
בלא זה עמך.
אתה מחדש לי.
כן.
אוקיי, נו, אז מה החידוש?
אז אני אומר, the chidush is it's as if you have two Eidim, but these are not valid Eidim because you have a Pesha Asar Pesha Etir.
אצל
You
מי?
can't use
אומר-
him.
שלמה is saying, and big חידוש, you have to agree with big חידוש.
Huh?
בסדר, מותר לומר. As long as it fits into the Gemara,
I think if it's
if it's in the Gemara, it's not becoming big, then it's okay.
okay.
If it stays big, זה בעיה. So שלמה
He
אומר big
doesn't think
חידוש.
it's a big chidush.
Huh?
He says it's so okay chidush, so it might be good.
אוקיי, אם הרב אומר.
No, but what do you
הוא זקן, אה?
what do you think? You think it could?
לא, אתה יודע, אני לא, it's not about me, it's about
He's
the
a
board.
facilitator.
Yeah, I'm-
Rabbi, you were facilitating right now.
Yeah, זה
What
אני
you were
מנסה.
saying? Shlomo אומר.
So, Mr. Siboni says that
No, you can't refer to me. Maseret Tani said don't do that.
no,
By the last name.
facilitator
Board member-
on the
board member
meeting.
to
It's
cover.
kavod. When
Okay,
it's
okay.
kavod, it's
Board
fine.
member, board member number 1.
Board number 1, I got the president of the place. In Israel, on your license plate, the Rosh Memshala has his license plate is number 1.
Yeah.
His what?
License plate it says number 1.
Ah.
Israel is numbers, right? And the Ramatkal, how do you say Ramatkal?
General.
The general.
The general has number 2.
Really?
So the problem was when Rosh Hashanah was Ramatkal, they had 2 license plates, you know?
Now they're taking away Bibi's security. הוא מתחנן אליהם שלא. Serious. They're taking away his personal security.
What?
רב ביבי בר אביי.
He has so many threats, he's scared. הוא כבר לא ראש ממשלה. But they're taking it. Okay. Weiter.
And that's-
So,
that's
Mr.
number
Siboni
2.
was
Huh?
saying,
Mr. Siboni is saying,
Still number one.
yeah, Mr. Siboni is saying that since the Me'arer didn't question
The
the
Mavzik.
fact that the Machzik was there, he only commented
since the Me'arer did not question,
the fact that the Machzik was there, he only commented on it that he was there as well. That takes away the obligation of the Machzik from bringing the witnesses that he was there.
But he didn't-
The only
he was not-
witnesses he did
was there
is to
personally.
know that he was there by himself, without him.
Why?
He allowed it to happen. הכל ברשותי היה.
I'm just repeating.
זה היה
No,
הכל.
but you said that a little different
Huh?
than what I said. You said it a little different.
Yeah, but that's better way. ככה אני גם חשבתי לו.
Okay.
רבי, he allowed it to happen. He
Huh?
said ברשותי גרת בו. ולא-
But you got your pshat out of the Rashbam. The one that says below Seimcha, you can't use him as an ed. You got your pshat from somewhere else than the rabbi just said. He didn't say what you said. He said something totally different.
No, I did say that. You
Have
said something
Edim.
different.
He said something totally
שדלת
different.
בבית
But isn't he
לבדך
shooting
ג'
himself in
שנים
the foot?
ולא אותו.
למה?
למה? הוא מוסיף בלא אותו. ברור אם אני מביא עדים שדרתי שם לבדך.
המערער has a פשע עשה פשע התיר.
אבל שנייה, לפני כן, let's
No
say-
questions?
No,
Questions?
we have question. Yeah, 1 second. No, but I didn't just finish. Okay,
is there
up to here it's
pressure,
fine.
So is there a פשע עשה פשע התיר for the
לא
מערער?
קשור לפשע עשה פשע התיר. Nobody ever argues you saying, הפשע עשה הפשע התיר זה, it's too of a strong statement. הפשע עשה פשע התיר means, believe me on A,
That's migo. That's migo.
similar.
No, it's much different.
Pesha Shal creates a
You
migo.
don't need witnesses because you already have.
You're saying what Shlomo is saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have witnesses. You don't need witnesses because you have the guy saying that you were living there. But you can't believe what he's saying because he's also saying that you were not there. So pretty much minuses it out.
No, but now that let's say if he can bring
Wait,
a
but
deal.
the Ma'ara wasn't saying that
Tell
he
you the
was...
nafkamina of Shlomo.
The Ma'ara wasn't saying that the Machzik wasn't there. The Ma'ara was saying that he was living there as well.
Right.
He wasn't saying that the Machzik wasn't living there.
Right.
He's saying, I was with you.
Because the פשע עשה פשע
He's saying
התיר.
the same thing.
It's a
So,
little
לפי
different.
הרשב"ם, זיל ברור תחילתך means what? לפי הרשב"ם, זיל ברור תחילתה, מה ביור הדבר? לפי הרשב"ם, זיל ברור תחילתך means?
תביא לפי שלמה, לא יודע. הוא אמר תביא עדים ואתה לא יכול להשתמש במערער כעד.
עדים that you live there by yourself. לפי תוספות, זיל ברור תחילתך means what?
תביא עדים שיחקישו את העדים של המערער.
לא.
לא?
שדרת
הוא אמר
בחזרה.
שיחקישו את העדים שלו.
שהמערער גר שם, אתה צריך.
אני חשבתי שתביא עדים שיחקישו את העדים שלו,
לא,
שכבר יש
תוספות
לו.
לא שואל שאלה, הוא אומר...
אם אנחנו מאמינים למערער שהוא כבר אומר
Does this
שבשכוני גוואי,
facilitator,
אז
the board member
ברור
want to
שיש לו
read
כבר
the
עדים.
תוספות?
אני הבנתי שהתוספות, I understood that תוספות is basically asking a question, he's saying like, how do we know...
אולי טעיתי בצורה שנייה אחת.
He was there with the Rishus of the Ma'ara? That's what the Ma'ara is claiming.
Yeah, you think by him saying
Ma'ara
Shkuni
is claiming
Gavai is
in-
allowing
in
a
Rashbam.
possibility to make a chazaka on everything except that part of the house?
לא, לא, לא.
Lav Dafka Birshuti means
No,
with
no,
his
no, no,
permission. Birshuti also means
בטעות לא
in his
טעיתי.
property.
The Rashbam, according to Tosfot, it seems. I'm sorry. What do you think, according to Tosfot, the edut is for?
Can the
The Adut is
facilitator
for?
read the
Huh?
תוספות?
Which Tosfot is this?
What was the question of the
Honestly,
facilitator?
honestly,
According to
I didn't
Tosfot,
read it.
what was the purpose? What's the edut that you need?
I don't know, I didn't read
Did you read Tosfot?
it. Yours.
No, we read
I
it.
tried it.
Right.
It makes no sense.
Okay.
Mean,
A little bit.
I mean, it makes sense to the facilitator.
To you.
No sense to me, yeah.
Can the
אתה אומר?
facilitator facilitate us in the
For the
Tosfot?
test facilitation, okay.
This was made sense for 2000 years.
בשכוני גבוי הווי, סיסטה יספס, והיה לי דרך עליך.
Is there a
That's-
correction?
כן. ונראה לי שהיה לו עדים שהיה בשכוני גבוי,
What does it mean, דרך עליך?
מיני גיא, היה לי דרך עליך, עברתי דרכך.
Oh,
ונראה לי שהיה לו עדים שהיה בשכוני גבוי. He had עדים, the מערער had עדים, that he lived inside. אבל לא היו יודעים באיזה דרך היה יוצא. They didn't know whether if he went out through his house or from the back door.
okay.
Rashbam holds straight up.
היה לו עדים, זאת אומרת, היה לו עדים, לא היה לו עדים כלל, דהווה בשכוני גבאי, if the מערער didn't have עדים at all, that he lived inside, איך יהווה כאמר רב נחמן, how does רב נחמן say to him, זיל ברור אכילתך, go, ברור דאכילה. דעתו, listen to those words, דעתו, יש להם לעדי חזקה, those the witnesses of חזקה, do they need to know, לדע, שלא היה מערער באותו בית כל 3 שנים? Do they need of, the עדים of חזקה needs to know
You can't require
that he
them to.
weren't there for the 3 years? How do they know? If there is no witnesses that he was there inside, the edim of the outside, the edim that he lived there inside, they wouldn't know that he weren't there for the last 3 years because it's not a factor. So only if he has edim that he lived inside, then the machzik need edim. Then the machzik needs edim that he was there, that he didn't go through him. So it seems that Tosfos learns.
Then you would be able to separate the house? And then you would be able to separate the house?
So it seems from Tosfos that there is edim already on חזקה. נכון?
How?
לפי תוספות there is a די חזקה.
So Chazakah is valid.
But they
need to
don't know
prove
that
it.
he was going through. And therefore, you're telling the Chazakah, meaning with there is a dim that he lived there for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
He's telling him now, your adim that lived there for 3 years needs to testify that he didn't live there, that he didn't go through you. Everybody agree?
I don't
Maybe
get
they do
it.
Tosfot as
repeat
well.
that.
You're saying he doesn't
So
go
let's
through
keep
you.
Tosfot. Let's go back to Rashbam.
When you're saying that he didn't go
I mean, who's the one who has the edim, bichlal?
I'm sorry again?
He's machzik, though?
That means that the Machzik didn't ever do that the Ma'ar was there. I mean, the Edus has to be that the Ma'ar wasn't around.
Right, he didn't go through his house. He can live on the back, but don't go out through.
Rashbam says,
See that there is a din for Chazakah. There's a need to clarify who went through. According to Rashbam, it doesn't seem like that.
Well, if the
I didn't get
Rashbam,
those.
if the Ma'ar, isn't the whole shot that, or I guess the Svar of Rava is that we don't know anything about the Ma'ar, is that he wasn't around.
So let's talk about Rova, talk about Shlava, but that's the next step. So let's start Rashbam from the beginning. But before that, any other questions? Let's
Yeah,
start.
can we ask a
אתה
question?
כבר נתת, עכשיו ה-facilitator, I need to give other space.
That's Rashi. According to the Rashbam, that he used with him the Bet Chitzon. We're not there yet?
Okay, let's read the Rashbam.
Okay.
But before the Rashbam, any questions on the Gemara?
On the Gemara itself?
Is the Shkuni Gavai a good ta'ana? Like, what kind of ta'ana is that? Is that an ability to say that you could make a chazakah, and maybe connecting to the last piece of Gemara, that you could make a chazakah on everything except Shkuni Gavai? Is there an ability to do that?
No, it seems like that destroyed the whole Chazakah, the Shikuni Gavai.
So maybe that's the connection to the last piece of Gemara, that in a bite, אין דבר כזה אחלה כולה חוץ מ...
יפה מאוד, יפה מאוד, very good, very good.
What? What do you say?
תחשוב שאני לא פה, אה?
There's a such in a house. There's no such thing as achla kula chutz mishkuni gavai. In a house, there's no such thing as achla kula chutz mishkuni gavai. Maybe you would have thought that. That's only in a sadeh when there's ability of zriya, la bat zriya. But over here, oh, maybe look, it says I was in shkuni gavai, so maybe you have a chazak on everything except the cheder pnimi.
That's what the
Kamash malan, there's no such thing as that. A house is all or nothing.
To show that there might be a valid way to
think.
get the chazakah inside the house of the cheder apnimi.
Very interesting, very interesting. So let's read the Rashbam. Before we read the Rashbam, I emphasize that my bait beha'ai beita.
This house.
It seems like high.
He's not there.
High means
This, in
No.
modern definition, meaning that's what all the books say.
no. That's what they wanted to be. But ma beha'ai, high gavra that high
In that house.
is that. נכון?
Assuming that you're not connected to it. Is that
Not
what
Yeah,
you're
that, but that something. That's what the
כן.
does that
So high
מתכוון?
gavra, that guy, נבוכדנצר says, זה גמרא in גיטין. I, by God, he says on Hashem, by לחרוב הביתה, he wants to destroy his house, so by לחפור ידה, and now by לחפור ידה, he wants to clean his hand, בידה the high gavra on that, through that guy. Usually a high is that.
Over here it seems like this.
ההיי מאי. ההיי, לא, זה היי מאי. ההיי, ההיי בית a thing, the simple translation, did you open the translation? ההיי means, open the behind you, the הירוק הזה. ההיי.
When you started reading it.
Ha hi with the extra hey.
Wait, you're saying ahai, aleph, hey, aleph, yud?
ההיי.
No, it's
that
hey.
now.
ההיי.
Ah, this.
Huh?
This.
Yeah, this is behai. Ba'it behai beita
this
in
is
this
Bro,
house.
the way I learned it is I thought he's Omer lo keilu in like a disgraceful way. Like, yo, what are you doing in this house? Meaning my house. Like, you know,
let's
What are you doing here? You know,
And
like,
that's why all the English translated it to what you were thinking
Yeah.
because
sounds like a metaphor, like he's talking to him downly. It's like telling, yo, what are you doing in this house?
imagine a guy walks into your house and you're like, what are you doing in this house? No, what are you doing in my house?
That's what he means to
over
say.
here he goes, what? This is also another
Bye. Yeah, my
buy. He's like, what do you want with this house?
Yeah. That's a nice one. My bite. What do you want with this house?
תסתכלו גמרא.
Nah, he's not saying
מה
my
אתה עושה
תעשה
מהבית הזה?
מה לך ולמקום הזה?
מה לך במקום הזה? I like that. What do you do in this house?
רבי, אפשר לומר מה לך ולמקום הזה? Like, מה אתה רוצה מהבית הזה?
My bite.
My bite, what do you want? מההי. ביתה.
ליד למצלמה רבנו?
אה?
ליד המצלמה.
אני צריך לראות את הספר, הנה בלי הבוא.
So he knows how to learn, so it's fine. Somebody who doesn't know how to learn, you learn this.
שלא יראו אותי במצלמה, השם ירחם.
He knows how to learn.
Okay,
The klal is only if you don't know how
You
to
can't
learn.
hold this.
Huh?
No, I'm sure.
That is the klal.
All those years of my life.
מה?
אבל יש לך בבצע, אתה יכול
Oh,
לכתוב
this?
שם.
זה נורא, אני רוצה לדעת, זה בגיל
Camaraderie, yeah.
But our school's not going to have the translation you want it to have.
I have a big question.
What's your big question, Nelson?
That's
I'll tell
hard.
you.
But I left half for you. I think Matan.
מהרשב"ם יש
AKA
לי
Matan.
שאלה.
Aiden.
כן, אבל נתחיל אותו שנייה.
Manhattan. You have to do it with an ugly face when you sing that song.
כן. אבל I think I'm wrong. Hi, זה, it's this.
This.
בבית
What
זה.
are you doing in this house?
This is,
That's
מה
why.
רצונך בבית זה?
כן.
בית זה.
לא, זה לא ראיה, פה הוא חייב להגיד שזה זה. זה הגמרא פה.
הרי שלי הוא.
כן, כן, לא יודע, בבית זה,
Learning,
אוקיי. מה בית בהי ביתה? אמר לי, I mean, I need to reprogram, so...
No, high was always
This is
this,
my
but maybe
teacher on fifth grade,
ahai, maybe ahai has a different meaning.
ההיימה, ההיימאי.
הוא אומר לו, מה אתה היי? מה אתה עושה פה?
Show me your camera.
אוקיי, אומר הרשב"ם. רגע, אתה אומר...
הלכתי לעשן.
Okay, bye. This one emphasize one more, Rabbi Isai. I'm just reading the Gemara again. Aud Omar lelechaver my bite beha'ai beita. What are you doing on this house? Amar le, he told them, minach zabinte, I bought it from you. Be'achalit shnei chazaka. Now, it seems to me so far the simple reading, what Shlomo was touching, that the all information we seem to have is the dialogue between both. There was no need to bring any witnesses for the 3 years.
For now it's dialogue.
Then,
For now it's
just a
dialogue
dialogue,
between
and they
the
said,
two,
let's
yeah.
go to the rabbi.
Yeah,
Ato
we should.
lekamei de Rav Nachman, right. Omar le, zil bror achilatcha. Go, bror your achila, make sure it's the proper achila. Okay, let's see the Rashbam.
Okay, first there's the בשכוני.
איפה אנחנו? אנא בשכוני גוואי הוואי, אוקיי, very interesting. בחדרים הפנימיים הייתה עיקר
Two
דירתי,
before that.
ואכלתי השני חזקה, to before, ועבד שטרי נאלוס משטר, ואתה לא מחית לי שזהר בשטרי. תם טרדם תם.
טן טן.
A lot of שאלות over here.
נו? שואל רב אריאל,
Why he holds a krabanan here?
אה?
He holds a krabanan here?
Why?
Talking
Why?
to me about shtar?
interesting, מסדר בשטרי.
And it seems like Tosfot talks about achila. He says it's like we switch routes here.
Not only that, he says he doesn't say atalo machita li, and then he's specific with the mecha'ah. You should have been mochemi that I should have kept my contract longer. Mashma to me from here that the machzik saw the me'arer all these years. You
Wow.
saw me all these years here. Why didn't you tell me hold on to that contract?
That's what he should have said.
Very good, very good. So the premise to your
like that.
comment is the question, what do we need that to be said בכלל? Anytime, מה הבית וההערה? אחת תהיה שני חזקה. Obviously you didn't say anything and you didn't keep my star.
Oh, maybe now we could, according to what you said, now we can understand Rava.
Claim he sold it to me.
Because now it's as if the Ma'arer is trying to take something out of the Mahzik.
Exactly. That's
I just
why
thought it
nobody
was
It becomes
understands me.
later.
Minach Zavinte.
Nobody understands
I
me.
lost my star. So what do I have to make up for it?
How you could understand Rava.
Shanim.
It's mine, you respond, no, I lived there for 3 years and I bought it from you.
למה גם וגם? זהו.
But now that, I mean, that clarifies the whole concept of המוציא מחברו, עליו הראייה.
According to Rava.
According to Rava, that's why Rava says המחזיק.
Why? תסביר לי.
Shaitan?
Yeah.
Because now the Ma'arer, it seems like the Ma'arer is trying to take something from the Mahzik. So you switch the positions here.
מאוד,
So
meaning
that's what he's mechaded.
you didn't behave properly.
Why not?
You didn't do you didn't do your part. Very interesting.
But what's part was supposed to do?
You're supposed to do מחאה. By the way, he's timing, I didn't do מחאה, למה? So basically, as I
הגעת
start off,
ברשותי,
this
זה
רשב"ם seems to be מיותר.
Why?
Anytime, obviously the guy said, אחתי השני חזקה, you didn't do מחאה, and I didn't keep my star. That's a given in any case of
He
חזקה.
didn't do מחאה כי he emphasizes הגעת ברשותי. I allowed it to
That's the
have.
next step. But on the first response,
You need to say
I don't
both.
think it also
You need to
means
say
my
both, though.
permission.
huh?
Right? I don't
No,
know.
that's before. Yeah, that's before with no גרת ברשותי yet. So when he said, my בית בהערה, אמר לי, איפה אנחנו? מנח זבינתה ואכלתי השני חזקה. So רשב"ם emphasized, when I didn't keep my star, because I didn't tell me that I should be careful. That's very מיותר.
No, why?
Because any case of,
Yeah, you would
of
automatically
3
think
years
that.
means, it doesn't need to say that. Any time of 3 years, it means that
Are we
after 3 years...
We
you
thought
will
that
do
we read the Gemara without the Rashbam.
No. Before the Chidush, the simple reading...
Right.
Rabbi, we read
Before
the Gemara without the Rashbam. We
building up
automatically
to
thought that. How many
בטח, זה פשוט. So, מה זה חידוש of the Rashbam is giving us we didn't know before? So, נכון? זה השאלה.
I don't know.
So
Usually he
מה
doesn't
זה
say anything
דבר?
meutar. So that's why it's meutar. You don't say anything you don't need.
The Chidush
Right,
is...
so it's מיותר. So why is the Rashbam saying it? What's the חידוש Rashbam is giving us?
Because the whole point over here, for you to take something out of somebody else's reshut, what do you have to do? You have to cause the Ma'arer to awaken. Because he's a person who's makpid, apparently. Huh? So that's how the Rashbam learns the whole time. It's all about achilot, to awaken the Ma'arer. So I did my job, I awakened you every time I passed by you.
No.
You should have taught. This is according to his pshat.
No, because that's later. At this point, he never said that you were walking by.
Huh?
At this point, he never said you were walking by. That came only way later. At the beginning, we didn't say that. That came only later.
I don't think he's answering the Gemara. That's pshat in the Gemara.
That's only later. At this point, you didn't say I'm going through you.
So how would you
At this
learn,
point, we didn't know going through you.
Maybe the Rashbam is not
what
miutar.
Lior said?
Maybe you
How would
need both
learn
of
what
them.
Lior said?
זה בעיה שלי, אבל אתה רק תענה על הבעיה שלך.
Maybe you need both. No, maybe the Rashbam is not
According
miutar.
to your baya, that's what I'm saying.
The Rashbam is not miutar. The Rashbam is just answering why the Gemara had to say both. The Rabbi wants to say, just say achal shnei chazaka, you have enough. The fact the Gemara says,
it's a basis. If the guy says סתם, אכלתי השני חזקה, אז כל חזקה שהם עם הטענה.
איפה השטר שלי? אז יש לי מה להשלים עם השני חזקה.
זה ברור. Any case.
So why the Rashbam is specifying? It's a good question. That's it.
אם יש לנו שאלה טובה, doesn't mean we have to push an answer. You can
It's a good
say,
question.
Look at all the cases before. You don't find that I have a.
No, I agree.
It doesn't
I agree.
say
It's a
that,
good
you know,
question.
that's
It's very-
why-
אם המערער היה מוחל שיזהר משטר, מה היה קורה? אם המערער היה אומר לו, תשתער בשטר, מה היה קורה?
The other one over here, it didn't say, מנח בעית, מזר צבית אחתי השני חזקה, הוא לא אומר אותו דבר. The next case, it doesn't say that בכלל.
Which one?
You can say you want what it said before, but the next case, we didn't say it here.
By the way,
מה היה
the way
קורה?
Why would the
The way-
Ma'aser ever tell? I mean, why would the Machzik be able to ever say something like this? It had to be that the guy saw him.
But obviously we know it as people
No, even
learning
if you
Gemara.
don't know it, even if you don't know the continuation. The only
so
way that
far-
the Machzik would be able to say such a thing like this
It
is
doesn't need to
the
say those
Ma'arer.
words in order to get a chazaka. it can just says, מנח זביתה ואכלתי השני חזקה. It doesn't need to say specifically, I have חזקה because you didn't do מחה on me. It doesn't need to say those words. The guy says, מנח זביתה ואכלתי השני
Right, the whole
חזקה, it's
chiddush
enough.
here is that he's saying שלא נתת לי מחאה, על לא שאמרת לי להחזיק את שטרי יותר זמן.
So what's the חידוש again?
The chidush here is that our heir has been around the whole time,
How
and
do you know he's been around?
Because he has Eidim.
because whoa,
How do you know? Meaning, what's special over here? You're trying to insert the shikune gavai, but is
no,
this
hold
time you
on,
don't
let me
talk about
finish.
Shikune
I'm using the words of the Rashbam.
No.
The Rashbam is saying that the machzik is specific on the mecha'ah, that the machzik is specific on the mecha'ah that the meharer should have given him.
Why?
Because to exemplify that he has been around the whole time, and that the me'arer and the machzik saw the me'arer. He says
anytime it's gotta be, anytime it must be that the מערער saw him, because אם הוא לא ראה אותו, יהיה בנו חזקה.
not only the
No,
me'arer,
you did see him.
not that the me'arer saw him,
Machzik
that the machzik saw the me'arer seeing the machzik.
Yeah.
That's
Inside.
Where?
the beginning of the Gemara.
אחד. We're outside, so what?
Whoa, I'm not going outside yet. I'm not going forward.
We have no inside. So
Huh?
at this point is outside.
לא, למה? What?
We have no inside, no outside.
At this
My-
point it's outside. The
No,
factor
at this
inside
point
is-
there's no specification. I'm just
Okay,
going,
but-
מה אתה עושה בבית שלי?
What are you doing
What?
behind
לא, סליחה, he didn't say מה אתה עושה
Okay,
בבית שלי.
אחד.
Let's just follow, I'm just
Order
following
fresh
without
ties for
going
Shabbat.
forward, yeah? Following your process without going
Green
forward.
tie.
מה לך ולבית הזה?
Sock tie. You know the one with socks.
What's your connection
Yeah.
with this house?
What you doing in this house? What you
Ne-
doing? My bite.
No, my bite is not what are you doing? It's like,
My
מה אתה
bite.
רוצה?
No, my
מה
bite.
לך והבית
No,
הזה?
bite means
Bite.
wanted. If you look at
Want,
the green,
okay, what do you want
Yeah,
with
what do
this
you want
house?
with
מה
this
אתה רוצה מהבית הזה? Okay, fine, fair. He says, I bought it from you, and I lost my contract, and you never gave me mecha'ah. Oh, and I'm sorry, and I was here all the years of chazakah, and I lost my contract, and you...
Okay, why do you need to add those words?
What?
you see what the Rashbam
I
is
bought
saying.
it from you and I lost my contract. Nekuda.
Don't we need to say
Oh, so now he says the following statement. He says, and you
For
never...
what? Just tell me for what. I know what this
For me to believe you,
To teach us a chidush here.
What chidush?
Meaning, what's a chidush? And when I mean a chidush, not a chidush in a klal, but to teach us a what's the word I'm
Mevarem.
looking for?
Diuk.
No,
בירור.
Point?
not a point, but
A birur.
a detail that's taking place here.
Why it's important?
Huh?
Just tell me a lot of details. Why it's important?
Because it changes it changes all our
Tell me,
situations of chazaka.
מה זה משנה?
מה זאת אומרת, מה זה משנה? It changes the situation.
What's the change? מה difference does it make?
It's different from all our other situations of chazaka.
Right.
שמה?
What is it? Like,
That the machzik has seen the me'arer. Machzik has seen the me'arer.
Okay, אתה אומר לי
The whole
fact.
time.
Okay, so and what does it make?
That it hasn't been that he's had chazaka with the me'arer in the house.
How do you say in the house? Just say. You saw me. Who said in the house? You just saw him. Okay.
That's an introduction to going
Every
forward.
chazaka, the מערער has to see him.
Every chazaka.
The מערער has to see him. אם לא-
No, but the machzik sees the
So
me'arer.
what?
Who cares?
yeah.
It's in the house.
Who cares?
It's not in a field. It's
Who
a
cares?
difference.
Who cares?
You made it up.
תגיע אותך, אבל.
Yeah, I care.
I have a question. What would be if the Marel really told him to Izer
You liked it a minute ago. מה אתה עכשיו... Come
I'm
on.
a
לא, לא
facilitator.
אתה, מחילה,
I
רב.
need to give you attention and
Right.
then let it go, you know?
What would be if the Marel told him to להיזהר בשטר? What would that...
כדאג.
מה היה קורה?
No, אה?
אם המערער היה אומר לו תיזהר בשטר, ביג דיל, מה היה קורה?
It's like fetch.
זהו, אין לו חזקה יותר.
Fetch.
אוקיי.
No, but I understood
Okay,
it the way
no.
the way I understood it. The way I understood it was I don't have a star, but I'll prove to you that I have the 3 years of chazakah.
Yeah.
That's why I understood it.
נכון, אתה צודק, that's the
easiest
back
way.
end, that's the back end mechanism,
Yeah.
but Rashbam doesn't need to tell us that he
And
was
Rashbam
telling
doesn't
them.
have to say it. I agree.
Rashbam emphasized that he told them, But I didn't know because...
No,
We'll
I
probably
agree.
find out later if
Rabbi.
it's not מיותר. We'll find
When
out
he says-
later.
when he
That's
tells
not
him,
מיותר.
טוב, שלמה, נראה לי כבר יצא, אני יודע לך, אבל יש פה...
Let's go weiter. Let's go weiter.
בטר, יש לנו גם... אוקיי, נקסט רשב"ם. אמר לי מערער...
אנא בשוף נגבה.
זה לא also מיותר?
אה?
אמר לי מערער מיותר גם.
אין שסתיקה, מה זה אמר לי מערער?
מה הייתי חושב מוחזק?
אה?
הייתי חושב שזה מוחזק? אז למה המוחזק היה אומר שכני גוואי? גם זה מיותר.
נכון, לא מובן מה מערער פה. מה זה מערער פה? שאלה יפה. אנא, אוקיי, so listen to the word. אמר לי מערער, אנא בשיקוי גוואי, הוואי. I want you to shoot right after, you know, 1, 2, 3, בחדרים הפנימיים, I was in inner, says the מערער, I was in the inner rooms.
What is Rashbam from in the simple pshat of
Okay,
the
right?
first question?
חדרים הפנימיים. Let's go through, let's numerize, yeah?
Analyze.
The details.
Itemize.
Let's itemize the details. Number 1, I was בחדרים הפנימיים.
איפה הוא למד?
הייתה עיקר דירתי,
מה זה מעניין אותי?
העיקר דירתי, the main of my דירה, יפה. והייתי עובר דרך עליך, number 3,
טויספיס.
I was going through you. ומשתמש עמך בבית החיצון.
הוא אומר דירתי ומשמש.
הוא משתמש עמך
He switches
בבית
from
החיצון.
Imcha, with you.
No, but he
That's-
switches from the language. דירתי זה העיקר
ברור,
דירתי ומשתמש
דרך
עמך.
ארץ משתמש.
משתמש עמך.
משתמש עמך בבית
עמך?
החיצון. And I was
שדרת
using with
בו,
you.
שדרת
the
בו,
outside
switches
house,
לדעת
יפה
שדרת
מאוד.
בו.
We were there together.
שדרת בו.
together, אז
לא,
אין לך
זה
חזקה.
בסדר. משתמש בבית החיצון שדרת בו.
השתמשת, תביא עדים. לא צריך להביא עדים כי השתמשתי איתך.
I'm using with
לא,
you
לא,
the
לא,
outside
לא.
house.
never mind.
רבותיי, the board members. משתמש עמך בבית החיצון שדרת בו ברשותי. I'm using with you the outside house that you live there with my
ברשות.
permission.
The Birshuti means my
ברשותי,
permission
my
or my
permission.
reshut and my domain?
You're right, maybe it's my domain.
I just said my word. I didn't say my
ולכך
word.
לא מחיתי. Therefore,
ברשותי, ברשות שלי.
The point is I didn't make him a
With
copy.
my permission, I let you stay there.
yeah, but
So you didn't
no,
stay
you're
without my
right,
רשות.
You're right,
It's
but
not-
ליאור אומר גם משהו מעניין. רש"י אומר ברשותי is in, either can be my domain.
Yeah, but then
רשות
Rav
שלי.
question
Yaakov
right
is saying, why would it say my domain? We're
we
already
have a fire
talking
question.
about...
And if I
No,
stand,
so that's his claim.
Rabbi,
that is his,
we have a fire
okay?
question.
Okay, so let's, before the question, let's itemize. Number 1, we have
Inside room.
inside room. Number 2, main דירתי. Number 3, עובר דרך עליך. Number 4, משתמש עמך בבית החיצון. Those are the items.
סלט.
Then therefore I wasn't מוכר.
אתה אומר?
It's like, but is that mashma from the Lashon of the Iker that is
You're too nice, you're talking quietly, הם פה באוזן שלי.
I actually played on screen.
אשכנזי.
The mashma from the Iker that his tafel was in the Bayis Chitzoni.
Good point, לא יודע, לא שמתי לב. הייתה עיקר דירתי, very interesting. So if that's עיקר, that's a secondary for me.
So what? Still
now
use it.
you're-
That's the only way you work. So
You still use it.
it's a second-
רבי,
If it's עיקר, in
חדר
that
הפנימית,
So that means if the inner room weren't
Makes a
עיקר,
difference?
was just my storage,
yeah.
then it wouldn't be the same.
within your words,
It's
you're
still
separating
is
that.
מבט
I
חזק.
want to let the tzadikim shot. יאללה, go.
According to Rashbam, he's saying that שישתמש איתו בבית החיצון. Is that necessary to be מבטל את החזקה? Or is it מספיק to just say
Okay,
it was...
very good. So the shali is what משתמש איתו בבית החצון.
Do you have to say that?
Is that meaning we use the same laundry machine?
לא, תראה איך הוא אומר לו, משתמש,
Or
לא
the
דרת.
fact,
הוא אומר לו, אתה השתמשת, לא דרת.
What?
ואיך השתמשת?
לא,
ברשות
לא
שלי.
אומר לו דרת.
לא, אני אומר, הוא לא אמר לו, אתה דרת בבית החיצון. אתה אפילו, אז הוא אומר לו, אתה רק השתמשת.
שדרת בו,
לא,
לא,
שדרת
לא,
בו,
לא.
הוא אומר.
לא, שדירתי?
שדרת בו ברשותי, מה אומר נוסון?
לא, לא, זה אחרי זה, זה
איפה
פה
זה
אחד,
לך
פה
הבעיה?
הוא אומר
אין
לו
דבר.
דרת, ושם הוא אומר לו שהשתמשת ברשב"ם בשתיים.
יפה.
Where are you
That's what I was
saying?
trying to say over
The
there.
last line of
זה
verse.
שם.
יגאל, next.
I just want to ask you to see if it's necessary.
לא, זה לא ברור, רבית, I had to work on it. It seems the דווקא...
We have
So
to
then
do
Shuti
it.
seems
דרת
like
בו ברשותי.
in my domain.
On this-
It doesn't seem like in my reshut.
We had more questions
Because
than
when you
ברור.
read it-
סליחה.
He's telling him, בחדרים הפנימיים הייתה עיקר דירתי where I used to live. But it doesn't mean that just because I used to live there, I wasn't living in your property. והייתי עובר דרך ומשתמש עמך בבית החיצון שדרת בו ברשותי. All your living was done on my property. It wasn't me, העיקר דירתי הייתה בשלך. You understand? That's why I think he
Meaning
specified.
my main apartment was inside. The minority for my apartment was outside, and you live there. But the לשון משתמש עמך בבית החיצון.
Right, עמך is huge.
My
עמך
permission.
stands together.
My
Where's the
permission.
Rashbam jumping to this
Doesn't
chidush?
sound like my issue.
בסדר, שלמה, אבל אם לא נשמע את מה שהוא אומר, ניתקע על פשט אחד.
Rabbi,
No, I'm saying from the
שעיקר
definition, makes
דירתי,
more sense.
the Me'arer is saying, this is my Ikal Dira was in the back. That's where I was living. Once again, does that mean that I was living in the back? It could still mean I'm living in your property. And then he moves forward and he's saying, Aaron, I was using the facility in the front with you, and where you were living, where you were living, it's still my property. So he starts from the back where he was living and proving himself that from the front, everything was bilshuti. ומסכם את הכל, זה my property.
זה one way to learn, that's another way, okay.
By the Rashbam saying that I usually do bet chitzon, he's opening an ability to say that you could have a chazak on everything except that. Why do you have to just look at the pshat of the Gemara? I was at Shukh the Gavai, meaning I was in this place only. I didn't leave from there, and therefore you don't have a chazaka. Why do you have to tell me? What? I was in this house in the Cheder Pnimi, and I never left there. Too bad. Since I was there, you have no chazakah on the whole house. Why did you have to jump and say, "Oh, but I used with you the outside part"?
You're saying, let's say he has exit outside.
Because maybe
Good.
the happening is that you can that the master can be
Machzak on everything except that piece.
So now we're getting
Yeah.
Chavat
Is there
Chatzoni.
possibility? That's what I thought from the beginning. That means there's a possibility to have a
Now we're-
chazak on bayit
if you went
chitzoni.
on the outside part and I never
Those are
saw
sting
it,
though.
Yeah, that's what we
or
thought.
you
Only on
never
one
got
part
into
and
it.
That's why we
Exactly,
thought there's
so
a
why does the
connection
Rashbam jump
between
on
this
that?
Gemara and the previous Gemara.
Exactly, biduk from this Rashbam.
Right,
From
we
this
thought from
Rashbam.
this Rashbam, that's why there's a connection between this Gemara and
No,
previous.
that's good. The child is, so you're saying that maybe inside, without going through, should be enough.
He has
That's a simple pshat in the Gemara.
Yes.
I lived inside.
He has an exit
so
from the
if
back
he has
door.
an entrance from the back door, this house, I lived on the back.
That's
So
what
we have
Tosfot
to address
says.
it. Good point, very
That's
good.
what says this.
Huh?
Tosfot says,
his-
no, we don't
his-
know. Tosfot says we don't
He
know.
has like an entrance from like the back door or something, right? You don't know what
But the
exit
Eidim
is.
don't know.
He said that we have to say, okay, Tosfot will do later.
Fine.
After that's Machar. Okay. Next Rashbam, it's really, I think, that where it's becoming.
That
By the way,
Rashbam is
also,
kafir the panim.
just the last thing on what I said, Bilshuti, that also
Look at this Rashbam.
that's also
This
why
one's all that.
the Me'arer. That's why
Think.
also the Machzik was
Yeah,
saying,
no, it is.
I was. You didn't give me mecha'ah. Going back to the mecha'ah thing, לא נתת לי מחאה שאני אחזיק את ה... because you were saying to me, so what? כאילו, what does it matter on that detail? It matters on the detail because
It's fresh.
there's no such thing as chazaka. There's no such thing as chazaka when the Baal Habayit is there. Because for you to have...
No, but again, on that stage, we don't have him. We don't have the Shikuni Gavai yet. The
Nachon.
beginning of the dialogue.
Exactly. We don't have Shikuni Gavai. You have a guy that's a machzik, and he's acknowledging that the owner was there. He's acknowledging that the owner was there.
No, if he's
the beginning, הוא לא בפנים, בחוץ, ראה אותי.
Without the gate.
but if he's
לא מחייב, לא מחייב. בוא נמשיך.
הבנתי.
That's nice. It's true.
עומר ליל המחזיק,
Right, it's
זיל
not that
ברור,
he was living there.
אכילתך. Now, this Rashbam, it must be an answer to address the ta'ana of the Me'arer, נכון? So this Rashbam need to address the previous Rashbam.
Which previous Rashbam?
I
The Ashkel
don't know.
Shuk
No, no.
Gavai?
Ana b'shikuni gavai. So since the Me'arer was toen Ana b'shikuni gavai, whatever that means, need to be addressed by the Machzik to answer back to him. So let's see if the words of the Rashbam here answer really what was tining on the previous Rashbam. So, אמר לי למחזיק זיל ברור אכילתך, הווה עדים שדרת בבית לבדיך ג' שנים, bring me witnesses that you live there in the house alone for 3 years, בלא אותו שבא עמך בדין, that's Rashbam ad, without this guy who came to you,
It's badin.
בדין,
If you change it to Kedin,
The
the comma
Bach-
belongs in a different place.
let's do it. כדין, כל חזקת ג' שנים, like the din every חזקה of 3 years, שצריך להביא עדים, that he needs to bring witnesses, כשהחזיק בה חזקה גמורה, that he was מחזיק בה full חזקה. Let's read it again, it's not בלב.
Shlomo, you're gonna give
אמר
him
לי
shots?
למחזיק ברור אכילתך, הבא עדים, bring witnesses,
from this
for
Rashi.
what? שדרת בבית לבדך ג' שנים, that you lived in the house alone for 3 years, בלא אותו שבא עמך בדין. Without this guy who came to you with the din. So from the words, נו, אני אתן לכם לדבר. מה הבעיות פה? אבל שלא בטן קודם כל לכולם, כי אתה כבר עשית 20%.
This is where my whole chidush.
Shlomo had a nice chidush over here, but I don't know how it fits. You want to say it?
I
Say,
can't say how it
Fits or it
fits.
doesn't fit?
I don't know if it
Now
fits.
I
We
see
wouldn't
how
know.
it fits even more.
נו. אבל לפני כן, למתן היה שאלה, בוא נפגש.
אוסי בסוף. כולם ידברו, אני...
רבי נסון.
נו. אין
אני אוריד לי את
שלך, אבל
האגו
שלמה.
קצת, אז זה טוב.
רצתי שאני בונה לך את האגו. שומר עליך ל... good for the last for the best, best for the... איך אומרים את זה?
Best for last.
best for last, אוקיי. זה התירוץ שאומרים, נו.
So I was gonna say now, הווה עדים שדרת בבית לבדיך, נכון, that you lived by yourself, if you're already telling me by yourself, לבדיך ג' שנים, למה אחרי זה אתה אומר לי, בלא אותו שבא עמך? You already told me, show me that you lived here 3 years by yourself. So I think that's the whole point of him saying, בלא אותו שבא עמך, is to tell you, you can't use this guy as a proof that you lived in this property. You know, you have to bring separate aidim to prove that you lived in this property. Why? Because a pesha ser pesha tir.
וואו.
Wait, the Pesach sounds apart. It ruins everything. It ruins everything, bro.
Okay, so forget a
Don't
pesha
say
ser
pesha
pesha
tir.
tir. Forget a pesha ser pesha tir.
What?
Okay, you can't use the fact you're trying to take something out of this guy, right? You can't use what he says.
הוא עושה את זה מזמן טיסה, שלמה.
בלא אותו שבא עמך, אל תשתמש בו כעד.
בדין, אתה משתמש במה שהוא אומר בדין שלך.
לא, חייך, שים פה פשט בדין. מה כתוב? חידוש gotta be based, gotta fit into the simple reading. You cannot בדין mean something else, זה חסידי שבועות.
Okay, so how did you explain last time?
Huh?
How did you explain it, like from what I said?
The simple pshat is, bring me a din that you lived there for 3 years without this guy who came with you to the din.
So you ask a question. If you already told me levadecha by yourself gimel shanim, so it's obviously without that guy. Why are you telling me again? Below
I have a crazy
Adam
question.
Shabbat
יפה,
Kaf?
אוקיי, זו
Why
שאלה
is-
יפה. עכשיו,
אם אתה בא
שאלה לא מחייבת תירוץ. שאלה יותר יפה, זה לא
אותו שבא יצחק.
אז זה לא שאלה.
שאלה יותר חשובה מהתירוץ.
כן?
שאלה יותר חשובה, כן, בטח.
So why is it?
שאלה אומר, אתה הבנת וקלטת את הבעיה. לכן, when you learn Gemara, sometimes cues, sometimes if you have a question, as long as you define the question, okay. If you don't know what's going on in the Gemara, don't go weiter. But if you have a question on the Gemara or משהו, you know what the Gemara said, but you know what's not clear to you, then you can go weiter. ברגע שאלה is defined, it's okay.
That's how you could.
הכי מסוכן, שאלה עם תשובה יותר טובה.
That's how you could לרוץ עם דף יומי. הבנת את השאלה?
זה שאלה היה.
That's the question I have.
Another question is, why is Rav Nachman jumping onto the Machzik? Does the Ma'ar already have Eidim that he was in the Shkuni Gavai? Why does it קופץ עליו להביא את
זה
Eidim?
פה מה דיאלוג בין רשב"ם, את זה נחר נעשה את זה. אבל הפשט הפשוט, יש פה עוד בעיה ברשב"ם, another problem with הרשב"ם. read it.
Another problem in the Rashbam? Connecting to the last Rashbam?
חזקה גמורה. מה זאת אומרת חזקה גמורה? You could have a חצי חזקה?
Why?
חזקה גמורה. You could have a חצי קלוץ' חזקה. It doesn't work that way.
What would happen in a case where he didn't mention Cheder Pnimit and he would be with this guy, the Me'arer and the Machzik, would be together in the same house?
אתה תזכור כל שכן, לא? בסדר, לא, אני קראתי שם איתך ביחד.
כל שכן in Shkuni Gavai.
Which other was you?
That was the question we had.
לא, אבל לא, משהו שאלה בסיסית, just read some too many extra words in the רשב"ם, I think.
בדין כל חזקה, ג' שנים, שצריך להביא עדים, שחזיק.
Yeah, that's
להביא עדים
Mazal.
כדין כל חזקת ג' שנים, צריך להביא עדים חזקה גמורה. מה
That's
חשבת?
what is this?
גם מיותר.
He's explaining me to nothing we
Miutar? I
already
don't
know.
know.
We already know this.
בטח, מה זה? אבא, בין חזקה שגרת לבד.
We had like 3
חזקה
opinions.
means what?
But he wrote this
לגור
all for
ביחד זה לא
Gemara.
חזקה, אה?
זה לא גמורה.
לגור ביחד זה לא חזקה, אוקיי. זה מה שאופיר שאל. If you live with somebody else together, how can you say חזקה?
ולא אותו שבא איתך בדין.
גם זה לא אותו שבא עמך בדין, ליצור סוברית, שגרת לבד שמה.
It's a lot of extra words, yeah.
אולי שלא תראה שלא meaning, other people, לא בסדר, אבל the rest of the רשב"ם really באמת לא ברור. Now, weiter. אמר לרובד, הנה אחי!
איי, איי, איי.
אחי, דינה, סליחה, מוציא מחבר... פה, יגזת דינה אחי,
גם יש דין אחי, אמרת?
דני אחי, המוציא מחברו... תגיס את הנקוטה שלי, אי אפשר... המוציא מחברו... all over ראיה. what's המוציא מחברו all over ראיה?
מי שמחזיק.
המוציא מחברו על הברירה.
Isn't that only by metaltalin?
אה?
Only by metaltalin?
בסדר, איך אתה בא להגיד את זה?
Nice question.
So usually, that's basically שיילה, המוציא מחברו, הוצאה או לא הוצאה,
כסף.
שייך by something that being held by somebody else. There is no possession by קרקעות. איך הוא אומר, המוציא מחברו all over ראיה?
Why is it no possession?
Because we know.
קרקעות is no possession. המוציא מחברו, but this is the only time we see, I think, the only time we see in Karka, the concept, those two cases, of המוציא מחברו עליו הראיה.
Because it's
Yeah, you don't say, המוציא מחברו
שונה
עליו
מטלטלין?
because the whole basis of מוציא מחברו עליו הראיה, if I'm holding it, is a proof of ownership.
I have my iPhone.
So therefore, for you to be mוציא from me, you
Take my
need to
iPhone from
bring
me.
a
Take it.
ראיה. That's in
Bring
general.
proof that it was yours.
subject.
Show me your contact information. Say, hey Siri,
That's not a מוציא.
LZ.
That's
You know.
not-
Right.
It doesn't say LZ. It's mine. You know.
You're not taking the... אתה לא מוציא את הבית ממנו.
Why you just
אתה
say,
מוציא
hey
את
Siri, to
הרשותות
recognize my
ממנו.
voice?
כן,
That's it.
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
That's
but
right.
that's not מוציא מחברו,
Face
taking
ID.
away is right.
Yeah.
מי מוציא ממי פה?
מחזיק
הלוקח.
מוציא את
אה?
הרשות.
המחזיק מחזיק בו.
יפה.
המערכת צריך להוציא את זה ממנו.
יפה, so the fact that he lived there זה נקרא שהוא מוציא מחברו, he has no possession. Living doesn't give you possession.
So Shlomi brought up a good point. The switches from מערער to מוכר.
So there is a גרסה over here. The Bach changed it.
לבח?
Yeah, the Bach in Zion.
דין אהבה.
לתיבת למערער נמחק.
It's unnecessary.
כן.
But Shlomi was saying maybe because now we're considering him
It's
as
serious.
a מוכר.
It's
Because if you're a
unnecessary.
mocher, then you're taking something out of somebody.
להביא.
But when... So...
I think
In the
actually
beginning
the word
part-
מחר doesn't fit. It's got to be מערער over here.
No, I
But the
think...
problem is that the Rashbam, right a
geschmack.
second later, says מערער. He jumps back to מערער.
Geschmack.
איפה?
Yeah,
Where
I
he
got
starts
a
start the Rashbam.
The מערער.
No, that's the Bach that you're taking it off.
Mosey.
Okay,
He
but
said
No
מערער.
word.
No way.
you have to
He
learn
didn't
the
have
Bach.
קיים בזה.
בדרך כלל, if you take off, you're
Smoky.
אני לא לפי הבנה, דבר.
I have,
הסבירה
so I
לי-
have a shop for it. So you have to.
הסבירה לי לרבה דכיוון שהיו עדים לזה המובהק שנשתמש בו.
Now when we facilitate, I realize
למה
you don't...
להשתמש בו?
פה תשתמש פה שלוש
שם
שנים.
כתוב ש...
דרתה.
דרתה שם.
Now you look like a blocker.
So let's read Rashi עליו.
October used to roast his
עליו,
זה לקוח.
המוציא מחברו דהיינו מוכר, שהרי לוקח מוחזק. So רובד שביעי דלוקח אז מוחזק, עליו להביא ראיה שנשתמש עמו. בספירה לילה רבה, וכיוון שראו עדים לזה המוחזק, שנשתמש בו 3 שנים, so Rav understand there was already witnesses that
That's so.
he did for 3 years.
מתן
אין
המזמאי.
לכו שמא גם זה היה עמו. הואיל ולא שמענו, בלתי היום.
בוקר טוב.
So the Rava says that since he has עדים, they have to see when they came into the picture, those עדים. אין לכו שמא. Here kicks the תוספות, but we'll continue tomorrow.
נוסן had a question. נשתמש. עוד פעם.
יש להם את ההורים קצת, כן, מה אתה
Also another question, small.
Are we done facilitating?